finally, it looks like the sale of United has reached the final band. The Glazers have gone ahead to set a final bidding date for all those people, all suitors wanting to stake over Manchester United, but I've been shocked when I've heard that there are 7 bidders willing to really enter the final stage of the final stage of bidding, guys. Aren't you shocked about that? And they trying to really play a delaying game or delaying tactic. So welcome to United Matters channel. We have a lot of sources that have gone ahead to confirm to us that the date has been set for the final bidding date of Manchester United, or bidding deadline by Manchester United. Then we are going to discuss a little bit of Eriksen telling us how he felt when he was injured, and Antony very much geared up, pampered up, charged up for winning the 2 trophies that United are still in. That is the UEFA Europa League and the FA Cup. Remember that of the Premier League, when we drew out Crystal Palace, drew at Southampton, beaten by Liverpool, beaten by Newcastle, the title charge came to an end for Manchester United. But for the UEFA Europa League and the FA Cup, we are really going to do the needful to see to it that we really go ahead and really fight them, because players just want to go ahead and really win more. Because even I saw Harry Maguire saying that he wants to lift more trophies for the club of Manchester United. He wants to go down in history that he was the first United captain he was the first United captain post the Sir Alex Ferguson era that lifted 3 trophies in a single season. Remember, United lifted a treble that was complete when they won the Premier League, Champions League, and the FA Cup in 1999, and that was it. But this time around, there won't be a Champions League, but we'll be having a Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and the UEFA Europa League if at all things go our side. So Rock and David is my name. Good morning, guys, my happy souls. How are you and where are you watching us from? Rock and David is always my name, and here we come. Here we come to talk to you about what the United style is all about and what the sale is all about. Now, who was the first to really let us know about this? Jacobs Ben found himself in the know of the deadline being set and told us that there will be a final third of bidding in the Manchester United sale process. Groups have until the end of April to make next offers. I can confirm Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are both through. If everything goes according to plan in April, an exclusive period after final offers may not now be necessary. A short one is possible, as we saw with the Chelsea sale, but it may not be essential if things goes smoothly. That is what Jack was being told us. Then Mike Egan, a man that has been so much close onto this deal that he almost touches it every time the information is required from with the people that really bring it to you, to the viewers of United Matters channel. He has confirmed to us that a third round of bids for Manchester United is set to take place. Fresh offers are due before the end of the month. The final round bids for Manchester United means that there will have to be rapid process for the new owner being the place for the forthcoming transfer window. A full sale of Manchester United is viewed as the mostly likely outcome of this. So to me, I find this as something important, though some people come out and say it has been really delayed. The Glazers are really costing us, guys. If you're having a toxic woman in your house and you want her out, and the ultimatum is that she has to leave, you don't matter when she's leaving. That's it. When she departs, doesn't matter. What matters is there is surety, there is concrete evidence, that the person is going to leave. Now, these Glazers have been here for how many years? For 19 years, almost 2 decades, at the club of Manchester United. They came in 2005. Now, they're here trying to do the needful and obviously sell the club, because they can't really fulfill the financial demands of the club. That's it. That's why they are selling. And the date that has been set for United to be sold, or the takeover, the final bidding deadline for the takeover is 28th April, meaning that today is 12th, meaning that 16 days from now, we will be waiting in for those bids to come in through. So to me, I won't come out and and cry, and nag. I won't do that. I'm not going to grieve about how long the Glazers are taking it to be. All I want is to see United sold. The beauty of all this is simple, that we are having a manager who is really good. You've seen us being linked to Santiago Jimenez, striker playing for Feyenoord. He goes for 20 million euros. That is 18 million pounds. Frimpong, he'll go for like 30 million pounds. So I think Erik ten Hag has known that this might lag on for so long, and he has gone ahead to identify the players he wants to get on a chip. And when the new owners come in through, Ten Hag will find himself in a position of really getting in those first choice players he wants, because Jimenez can come on and really, Santiago can come in and lead the line very well alongside Anton Martial in the preseason. Then, as we wait for the new owners to come in through, the other is Kojic. There is another midfielder that plays in the Eredivisie, in the Feyenoord team that Jimenez plays in too, or Santiago plays in for. He's keeping an eye on him. He goes for like 20 million euros also. So Ten Hag looks like wants to bring in 3 players: a central defender, a striker, and a central defensive midfielder at a price of like 50 million pounds, because he knows they can go ahead and act as backups like Malacia. If at all he can get in a right-footed central defender who is like Malacia, a central midfielder that is like Malacia as far as playing the central midfield is concerned as a CDM, and a striker who can come in and really give you the energy that Malacia gets you, I think we are good to go, because the Glazers are doing their part. We are not going to force them. They've already come out and indicated or broadcasted it out that they are not going to act under the pressure of the fans. That's it. So it looks like the Glazers are really going to sell the club, but they want to get the best out of this sale. If it's 6 billion, let it be 6 billion. That's it. So my happiness is we are almost going to the final bend of this. The second bid was partially referred to as the final bid, but obviously the third bid has been called in, and this time round it's been called the deadline. It's been called the deadline of the takeover. So bids are going to come in through. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are positive. They are willing to go in for the third bid, and obviously we are waiting to see what is going to transfer from there. But what has really caught my eye and said the Glazers are really so much hungry and greedy for money is this tweet coming in from Sipotico. Sipotico has told us the following, that Manchester United will accept a third round of bids from potential buyers due at the end of this month, says someone close to the matter. 7 bidders are in running, 5 of which are private. Now, why are these 5 keeping themselves private? Are these ones the movers and shakers of the Glazers that have gone ahead to really deploy to see to it that we find ourselves in a position of really putting in the required shifts for the team of Manchester United to see to it that they really take the bid, to the amount of money that they want as the Glazers, because they might be in to really escalate. You get all to project that bid to 6 billion pounds, and to me that's what is going in my mind. But we only know 2: Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we know the club is going to be belonging to those people. That's it, because the Glazers cannot even go in for an investment, because the investment will be taking some of their shares off, and they want to be majority share owners of the club of Manchester United. So that's the update coming in from the Glazers, and the final deadline set 28th April is the date. So let's wait and see how these other people are really going to go ahead and really react, especially the suitors that want to take over Manchester United. But it has been long since we last waited. We expected something to come out last week. It did, and this time we knew that this week, as reported by Mike Keegan, I think on Monday, that this week we are expecting an update coming in from the brokers that the Glazers gave the job to really sell United. That is the Rain Group, and finally that has been come to pass, and obviously we now know what the final sale of United is all about. So to me, I'm not going to grieve. I'm not going to go out and really calling together. They don't know what they are doing. They know what they are doing because they are really going to do the needful and obviously sell the club. To me, even if it lags on until December, my positivity will be hinging on one point, that they are going to sell the club because they cannot run it any further. That's it. So after that, Eriksen has gone ahead to really tell us something about his injury, and this is what he had to say. Yeah, I felt something. Normally, if you roll your ankle, you feel a bit of awareness, and I actually stood up. I felt fine. I felt pretty stable. But then I did feel like something else. I felt my calf and the higher up. I thought I might just skip it, and then we scored. So it was like perfect. We were winning 1-0 against Reading, so let's call it a day, and hopefully it's nothing serious. But then it was. So it shows you how Eriksen thought that the injury wasn't serious, and he saw himself being substituted by the manager Erik ten Hag, and at the end of the game, he just found himself in a protective boot. I think that was the same with Alejandro Garnacho in the game of Southampton. You know, he got an injury. You know, the doctors attended to him. He got off the field of play. He returned thinking that maybe there was chance of him to really not be injured, but as he forced on towards the 90th minute, he was taken off, and Fred came on through as a precaution. And after the game, we saw him moving out with the protective boot. So for Eriksen, he knew that it was not nasty, but some 6-10 minutes after him being back on the pitch, he knew that something was wrong and was taken off, and those are the 2 months that really saw him out of the field of play. But to me, I look at this and say, God, Lord loves us. That's what I say. Do you know why? God loves us a lot. He loves us a lot, and with the love that's going to hate to show us, it's Eriksen getting an injury before the January transfer window. Why? If he got an injury, we wouldn't have gotten in Sabitzer before. If you got an injury, if you got that injury after the January transfer window closed, then we wouldn't have gotten in Sabitzer. But see, now we're having Sabitzer, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Fred, Scott McTominay. So we are having a vast range of players to come in and do the job. But obviously, we missed him, and he's back, so we expect the best of our midfield to go ahead and really make a very good winning run. But they are all back, especially Casemiro and Eriksen, in a very good spell that we are playing into the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League, and there is a semi-final to play of the FA Cup at Wembley. So to me, I find it very, very, very interesting that these players are back. Eriksen, Casemiro, then Sabitzer is also here, meaning that we are having lots of options to really kill off the game. And I think the manager now can really do the needful in the midfield and see how he tries to jiggle them around. So for me, I'm happy that Eriksen is back, and you are having the likes of Sabitzer to go on and really push to the next level. Then Antony is another one that has gone ahead to really reveal certain things about Manchester United, that Manchester United are a huge club, and being in pursuit of trophies is nothing new for the club, and we've got to get used to this as well. We are working every day and pulling in the same direction, and this way we will get results. So it shows you the hunger that this guy is having to go on and redo the needful and take over United by winning trophies, because in his first season he managed to win a Carabao Cup when we beat Newcastle by 2-0, and I think he's one of those that is really so much important to our season, because he has 7 goals and like 2 assists on his first season. If at all he can really score in more 5, you know, if he can push his goal involvement to 20 this season, I think would have gone ahead to do the needful. But if at all is to push it to 20, he needs to do certain things that he has not been doing, like eradicating selfishness from his game, because I think it's costing him a lot. He would have seen himself having close to some 6-7 assists if at all he wouldn't go in for curling efforts every time he got the ball. That's it. But every time he gets the ball, goes in for curling efforts that sometimes are really uncalled for. But I like the way he's really saying we are really going in for the trophy, and we want to find ourselves in a position of really winning it. So guys, your thoughts onto the Glazers' final bidding date set, that is the deadline date, are welcome in the comment section below. It's the final. We don't expect a 4th bidding level to be called in. So your thoughts about that are welcome in the comment section below. Then what do you think about Eriksen and his revelations about his injury? Lastly, the trophy hunger for Antony the Brazilian, and the thoughts of United being a very huge club and winning trophies should be the order of the day. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out, my lovely mates.